Welcome to Tekedia Daily. I'm Ndubuisi Ekekwe. Our topic today is beyond the needs of customers. Pursue customer expectation and perception. From elementary economics and also business studies, one of the most cardinal concepts, constructs, is telling us that we need to meet the needs of our customers. That if we meet the needs of our customers, that we will be very successful. But I can tell you there have been many companies that pursued that singular injunction, meeting the needs of customers. Eastman Kodak, a company that made thin films for photography, also pursued the needs of customers. Nokia, a company that was making cell phone, also pursued the needs of customers. BlackBerry, the company that basically pioneered smartphone devices, they all pursue the needs of customers. Unfortunately, most of them may not be around, or they have been totally disrupted and displaced, redesigned and changed and transformed, not for good. Meeting the needs of customers, sure, very, very good, but that's not enough. If you are an environmental activist and you live in a community where the utility company is providing electricity from coal, they have met your need of electricity. But there is a problem, because when you focus on the needs of customers as an organization or as a corporation, most times you fail to see the changing dynamics that these customers are living entities, living organisms, and their tastes and values change. And when they change, you can actually miss the next big deal. Focusing on the needs of customers always brings poor anticipation. What is the customer going to do in future? I have met what the customer wants to do today, but what of the needs of the customers of tomorrow? When you focus on the needs of customers, you can be open to disruption. So what I'm trying to say today, that you don't just have to focus on the needs of customers, because focusing on the needs of the customer will mean that you will never stay ahead of the customer. What you need is that you need to focus beyond the needs of the customer. And that's what I call the expectation of customers. Expectation of customer here means that you need to go ahead of what these customers are expecting in the quality of the service, the nature of the service, and the capacity of the service that you are delivering to them. I give you an example. That customer, you have provided electricity from coal, but that person is an environmental activist that would have wished the electricity he or she uses at home should not be coming from coal, because she doesn't, or he don't like coal. Imagine if you have provided that electricity from solar. You have met the needs, but you have also met the expectation of that customer, because that solar source electricity has actually elevated the specific needs and the expectation that this electricity used at home should come from a greener source or a better alternative source. But even meeting the expectation of customer is not enough. It's not going to get you anywhere, because people will come to change, to disrupt, and redesign specifically everything that you have done. The king of all is that you have to stay at the perception of customers. You have to anticipate, you have to stay ahead, you have to see what is it that customers can actually want, even though they have not asked for it. An example is the iPhone. The day it was introduced, no one knew something like that was possible. But the day we saw it, we felt, wow, this is the phone I have been waiting for. They said that when the iPhone was crafted, during the process of the redesign, during the process of the design, a wireless company called Verizon was shown a prototype. They did not understand it. They did not anticipate the potential impact of the iPhone. They could not enter into partnership with Apple. So of course, Apple had to now go into partnership with AT&T, another US-based wireless company, because Verizon, basically the industry number one, has largely rejected it. They could not see the perception. They could not see, because you don't just, sometimes the customers don't even know what they want. The customers cannot imagine that such a thing is possible until the day they see that product. Another is Diamond Integrated Banking System, a pioneering technology in the Nigerian banking sector in the early 1990s that made it possible that a customer can deposit money in one branch of Diamond Bank and collect the same money in another branch of Diamond Bank. Imagine somebody has traveled from Lagos to Kano, and then he has a bank account domiciled in Lagos, but in Kano he needed cash. Before the advent of the DIBS, that particular customer has to return back to Lagos before he can have access to his money, even though there is Diamond Bank branch in Kano. But throughout the DIBS, the customer can just walk into any branch of Diamond Bank and ask for his or her money. No customer believed something like that was possible. But the day he was introduced, he said, wow, this was great. So the founders and the people behind Diamond Bank had seen the perception that most of the traders in Nigeria would have loved a scenario where they would travel without cash to avoid armed robbery. And when they go into the destination, they can walk into one branch of the bank to withdraw the money for them to go into the market to buy the things they have come in that city to buy. They saw the perception, even though most likely customers were not asking for them. But the day they launched that product, the customers say, wow, this is the product that I have been asking for. No wonder Diamond Bank quickly gained market share from First Bank, Union Bank, and the old Afri Bank. And just like that, the new generation banks were doing extremely so well, even though servicing customers was also very expensive. They charged what they call commission on turnover, introduced all kinds of fees. But because they were offering a service at the level of the perception of customers, they flourished. I'm asking you today, as you build your strategy, as you build your customer service pyramid, you don't have to stay at the needs of your customers. You don't even have to stay at the expectation of your customers. You have to work to build products and services at the perception of customers. This is what I believe. It is the hallmark, it is the king, it is the position where you need to be in order to not just to win and succeed, but to become a category king in the specific sector where you serve. Being a category king means you become a leader, a market leader. You become someone that has the capacity to dominate that specific sector. It means that you have a differentiated product that wows your customers. The needs of customers are never enough. The expectation of customers are largely marginal and incremental, but the perception of the customers, that is what gives you the total differentiation. That is innovation you need in your market. And that means that you have to go beyond what these customers can think today. You have to think beyond what they can imagine and give them something that when they see it, they will say, how I wished I have actually thought about that in the past, but I have never. But this is the deal I have been waiting for. Thank you for listening. This is Tekedia Daily with Ndubuisi Ekekwe.